I'm very happy to be joined in the studio today by a band that I'm extremely excited about going into 2024. It's The Last Dinner Party. Welcome back, Abigail and Lizzie. Very good to see you again. How have you been?
Yeah, been good.
Thanks, you.
Been a while.
Thanks for having us.
Been a while, yeah. Back in the London studio. So the debut album is called Prelude to Ecstasy. It comes out on February the 2nd. You can pre-add it on Apple Music right now. There's a new single as well, which has just come out, Caesar on a TV screen. I like this one. There's lyrics about Leningrad in it and things like that. What's that song about?
Oh gosh, it's okay. It's one of my favorites, I think, lyrically, because I wanted to say something really specific, which it came from. I remember I was with my boyfriend at the time, and I'd borrowed his suit, and I was wearing it, and I was sitting at the piano, and I just had this specific feeling of power and sexuality and confidence that I only felt in a man's suit. And I kind of wanted to write a song that was sort of quite an unserious, slightly tongue-in-cheek kind of exploration of male power through this character of a sort of despotic leader. It's semi-serious because it's, I'm referencing Red Scat, and, talking about that. But it is truthful, that sort of desperate search for large-scale adoration that every frontman has inside them, but also kind of through this kind of blown-up character of Julius Caesar.
Does the ex-boyfriend know that it came from his suit?
Yes, he's happy.
So can you just take us back to the start of the band? Just tell us a little bit about how you guys got started. How did you all meet? How did you become a band?
So Georgia and Lizzie and I met at uni, and we always kind of talked about starting a band kind of ephemerally. And then one day in the smoking area, we decided, let's make it serious. We're going to start a band.
I would proposition me.
Yeah, I did.
Do you want to join my band?
Maybe I'm going to be really famous.
And were you the singer at that point?
Yes.
Have you sung before?
Yeah, I've been singing like all my life pretty much, and then I'd been in a couple kind of bands, but this was the kind
I
of.
was going to ask, because your voice and your range is insane. For you to just suddenly discover that, if you would have like 20.
Just open your mouth.
Yeah, literally.
Wow,
Yeah.
you can do it.
Seems like I can sing.
I made everyone turn around and just came out
and they clapped.
Yeah.
Were you at uni in London as well? Mm-hmm. Were you going to gigs a lot at that point?
Yeah.
Like every
That was
day.
the social life.
That was
we
my
had.
freshers. I didn't go to any like club nights. I just went to the Windmill and the Shack every single night.
So what kind of stuff were you seeing?
Gosh, everything.
Cast your minds back. Because it's such a, Shackwell Arms, Moth Club, Windmill, they're so important to London music. In fact, I even think the first time I saw a picture of you guys, I was like, I've seen them at the gigs that I go to.
Probably. We've been
Which is
in a
just
crowd.
like the same for everybody,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, back then it was HMLTD, Black Midi, Ellie Bleach, Vanity Fair.
Were you kind of switched on in that regard and looking at what certain artists were doing right and wrong and taking it all in and thinking, well, when we get our band, yeah, that's a good thing to do. That's a good person to meet.
Subconsciously, I think.
Yeah, I think we weren't super, what's the word? Like intellectual about it. I think it was more noticing a couple of things. The biggest thing, which is what Black Midi did that we admired the most, was not putting any music out and being a live band, and the mystique and the excitement coming from, you have to go on this night and see them, otherwise you're not, and it's just word of mouth. And I think that was such a beautiful, exciting thing that they were doing that then stopped during the pandemic, obviously, because people were just putting music out in their bedrooms and there was no live music. And I think we were so drawn to the idea of the only time you can see us is live, and I think that's maybe the biggest thing that we took from watching those bands.
Did you always have a game plan for the band? I've always got the impression with you, it's not just about the music, it's about the way you conduct yourselves in interviews, what influences you have, which you want to tell your world about, what you wear, the way you speak on stage between the songs. It's not just, here's a bunch of tunes, I hope you like them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's a whole kind of cinematic universe, I feel like, is the way we like to think about it.
We're kind of moving more into territory of wanting to be a collective of sorts rather than just a band. We like the idea of spreading into multiple disciplines and kind of having a whole world that we can turn people onto.
Wow. The record then, it's called Prelude to Ecstasy. It comes out on February the 2nd. Talking all things 2024 with one of my favourite bands around right now. We have Abigail and Lizzie of The Last Dinner Party here with me in the studio. Got some quick fire questions which I want to throw at the band now, just so we can learn a little bit more about you. Who's the messiest member of The Last Dinner Party?
Every other word out of every other sentence that Aurora seems to say is, where's my phone? Can someone call my phone? So maybe she loses her phone. Oh, messy, what do you mean?
Messy vibe, maybe, in terms of organization, possibly.
Okay.
Possibly
Yeah.
Aurora, sometimes. But
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
not with technical stuff. With band stuff, she's absolutely on it.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
just
think
just
like
with normal
chaos, something
humans.
physically,
chaos at
physically messy Georgia, probably.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest partier in the band?
Probably Georgia and you.
Me and George.
Oh, really?
Ah.
Why you?
Why? I'm a good time girl.
Drink of choice?
Oh, it depends. Come on. I mean,
I love the fact that I saw an interview with you guys from like a year ago, and you were in like a pub supping Guinness.
Yeah.
And every comment was like, love the fact they could only be in England or Ireland at this point.
yeah,
So
that
true.
represent. I can't have Guinness anymore because I'm gluten intolerant.
They haven't- yeah.
Both of us are.
Yay.
Guinness
You got
need
the-
to get with that.
This is my official call out to Guinness. Please
Come on.
collab with us
Sort
and do
us
a
out.
GF
You
one.
heard him. You heard him. What's on the menu at the last dinner party?
Maybe we just do a picnic and do like a little finger
Yeah,
bowl.
just small
Finger
plate.
food.
Any of the band's particular cooks?
George is a great
Really?
cook. Georgia and Lizzie and I used to live together, and Georgia would often cook for us because she's so kind and nice. And one time she made me bao buns.
I was going to say she makes an
from
excellent
scratch
bun.
with a bamboo steamer.
How was living together? Do you still live together?
No, not anymore.
end
Not
terribly?
after the event.
We don't speak.
We don't
about
talk
it.
about that.
I think we lived together for a year. I mean, yeah, great.
It was great,
It
yeah.
was lovely
Kind of good
and fun.
prep for being in a band and going on the
I mean,
road
yeah,
together.
so good. I think
Months
that
at
was
a time.
in our student days.
Do you have a pre-show routine at gigs? So like a Spinal Tap style.
We do a warm
We have a
up.
warm-up,
We do a vocal warm up.
Yeah, which
Oh, well, the
includes
la la las.
Mommy,
Mummy
maybe
made me
mash my M&Ms. We do a little dance.
Do you?
so bossy. We do a little
We do a little dance. Go on.
No, there's a
jig.
Okay. No, yeah.
It's like a theatre, like you like shake out.
No,
your-
it's not that one. It's when we go. Da, 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 da.
Oh, there's multiple dances.
There's multiple dances. No. So basically, before we come on, as we're about to walk on stage, there's a orchestral piece that Aurora wrote that plays
Prelude to Ecstasy.
Prelude to Ecstasy,
Ah.
and that plays every time we walk on. And there's a little bit where it goes. Ba, 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 ba. And when it
Sounds like a big
it
fat
sounds like a
toad.
big fat toad walking down the stairs. So every time before we go on, we're standing backstage, we'll just go na, 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 ba, 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 and we'll just like run on the spot.
See if
I
people have
do
to
believe
listen.
that is an
Yeah.
exclusive. That is a little bit
Yeah.
from the new record that
Yeah.
we just heard. I knew it was going to surprise me. All right, a couple more questions in this. What are you most excited about in music for 2024?
FKA Twig's new album.
Really? Oh, is it coming? Do we
She
know?
did a Valentino show,
Oh, I
and
saw
it was
that.
like it was her new. It was all new stuff, but it's not finished yet. But she was still performing it,
Is it in
which
the
is
pop
really
mold?
interesting.
'Cause she I love the
Legendary.
pivot that Twigs has done.
I mean,
in the
it's,
last
it
like-
always
seems
been-
quite
Oh.
Bjorky, possibly. But there was a lot of use of folly. But I don't know if that was just for
Oh,
the.
really?
Yeah, I don't know if that was just for the performance or if that's for the actual record. But I'm very excited for that because then hopefully she goes on.
That's what you're
tour.
most excited about. What are you dreading the most in 2024?
Oh, dreading.
Oh God.
My sleep paralysis demon at the moment is when people get, like an AI of Johnny Cash and they make him do like covers.
Yeah.
God.
That I don't know. Sometimes you think maybe God stays in heaven because he too is afraid of his own
What
creation.
would the worst thing be? Like Abigail from Last Dinner Party doing like.
I feel like Chainsmokers would be a good one.
I was talking about this the other day.
Baby,
Yeah.
So we're talking new music in 2024. Are there, or is there, an artist or a band, other than yourselves, of course, who you'd like to tip for the next year, who you think our listeners should check out?
The New Eves.
All
The New
right.
Eves. Oh
Saw
my
them
God.
at the George Tavern.
Yeah,
Which is
classic.
a
Give us
amazing
a nifty
Geniuses.
one-liner about why they're so good.
gorgeous
Gorgeous.
women dancing.
Mother Earth incarnate, carnal,
Yeah, carnal, very
feminine rage, beauty, lust.
Someone's been reading Roget's. Final question. What will a successful 2024 have looked like for the Last Dinner Party?
I will beat Mick Jagger in one-on-one combat
Wow.
because he's me off. And
Why?
We've got beef. Well, do you not know the story? I thought I was telling it to everyone. Basically,
Oh, well, do continue.
I will. So basically, last year we did Hyde Park, and the Stones were the main event, and we opened the main stage like very early on in our careers, and it was us, and then Sam Fender, and then Courtney Barnett, or other way around, and then the Rolling Stones. And we did the show, and then we were watching the Stones from the crowd, and it was very beautiful. Then Mick comes out, and he's like, "I'd like to thank the support for opening for us," and we were holding hands like, "This is it."
He's gonna say our
something.
name.
And he was like, thank you, Courtney Barnett, you're amazing, blah, blah, blah. Thank you, Sam Fender, no, no, no. I was born in a like, he snubbed us, publicly snubbed by Mick Jagger.
I think someone got that on camera as well. Didn't Mo get a video?
Yeah, Mo's got that video.
Well, they got
I've
you
never
guys
seen
on
it.
camera.
They got us being like,
being like, and then just
the collective blood draining. from your
Michael
faces.
Jagger,
And the
you're in trouble.
Fury.
It's
entering our
war.
pod.
Wow. So this time next year, you'll have usurped the greatest rock and roll band on earth.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you then. Thank you very much.
Thank you
guys.
so
Thanks for
much.
coming in.
Thanks for having us.